Hi there, today we're gonna have King's Bounty 2. At the end of August, digital entertainment publisher 1C Entertainment released King Bounty 2, its new product in genre that makes RPG and turn-based strategy. The plot of King's Bounty 2 may even seem topical. The country is in flood with mysteries, a pandemic, refugees gather under the towers of the capital. Politicians wash their hands, and the ecological situation is getting worse every day. Life, energy, money, acceptable leaves the lands of the kingdom, and even wise druids find it difficult to gather strength and get out of depression. However, there is hope. At the next court ball, the soothsayer chooses the savior of nostalgia among those present, but the old king has an attack, and the newly minted messiah is sent to prison. However, the players learn all these only after an hour or two. Authors prefer to present the story in portions. The plot here is so intense that it is easy to get lost in the names and titles without preliminary preparation. Like the original King Bounty, The Legend of the Knight, not by choice created with the particulation of the writer Alexei Pekho, the sequel is not shy about its literary nature and enthusiastically plunges into all aspects of the game world. Mysticism and every life balance intrigues, and pastoral romance novels, ancient legends, and strife between neighbor villages. A deep, truthful universe opens up to the saviors of Nostria, and the passage guides not as so much as heroic quest as the sense of the curiosity. What stories await around the new turn? And it's interesting to follow the events. For a while, it seems that the protagonist is just an errand boy and not solving a really important problem. But in addition to the orders of young heir to the throne, the hero has his own motivation. Katerina wants to regain the title of the Count, lost 50 years ago. Ava wishes to see the fame and receive a reward for the king himself. Also dreams of becoming the protector of Nostria and serving the crown. All this is accompanied by stage scenes made shamelessly even by the modern standards. It is upset that the scenario ends in the style of Half-Life 2. We seem to have won the formation and development of the hero took place, but at the same time the threat has not disappeared anywhere and rised above the Tower of Magicians. Prince Adrian is shocked and Diviner asks to find him in the future for subsequent battles, and the hero is released into the open world and allowed to explore the surroundings until he gets bored. The ideal system helps to bring characters to life. There are 4 branches in the game: Order, Strength, Mastery and Hierarchy, and the choice between them will have to be made constantly. That determines the actions of the protagonist and the resolution of the both made in additional tasks. And the most interesting thing is that it collects the character of protagonist in front of player eyes. What does it mean? If you have followed the path of anarchy for a long time, and then decided to become a respectable citizen, the character will refuse to do good deeds. This is my personal benefit, said the magician's Katerina when I wanted to help the true heir of the Floster Baron. In general, the entourage turned into to be serious compared to the games from Katuari. Jokes and self-irony are present, but in moderation. For this, it is worth saying a special thank you to those people who wrote the dialogues and voices King Bounty 2. During the entire passage, there was no ever desire to cover face with your hands out of shame during the conversation, so they were good. Additional talks, by the way, are written no worse than the main plot. Some of them begin to find rare chicks, but in reality, they can end in a skirmish with the robbers and the moral choices. The quest to find the cursed tablets and end with a battle with the dead in the sealed plan of the ancient dragons. But most of all, I like how the hero choices affect the world around him and future quests. In additional tasks to save a guild from the clutches of the robber, I choose the path of the anarchy. On the bandits, a compromise could not complete the assignment and asked the main character about it. She coped with the task, freed the guild from the captivity and the quest giver from the debt to the robbers. And then, 30 hours later, I met the later with a new gang that captured one of the local villages, and meaningful dialogue took place between the heroes. All of these happened in the side missions that had nothing to do with the main plot. King Bounty 2 offers the player a classic choice of the characters for your series. You can explore the world and save the kingdom of Nostria as a warrior omega of a paladin. Each of those heroes has its own set of talents and characteristics that directly affect the passing style. There are also no surprise there. The warrior relies on the strength of the army, the mag specializes in spells and magic scrolls, and the paladin successfully balances between the two classes. Each hero has their own motivation and backstory, which somehow led them to the dungeon of the cursed Ferocious, the place where the story chapter begins. Although the game involves role-playing, the talent system in King Bounty 2 is built in the such way that you almost always get some kind of hybrid build. I played as Mag and I calmly learned the primary skills more suitable for a warrior or paladin. True, it's unlikely that it will be possible to completely pump from the one class to another, and there are doubts about the advisability of this venture. There are 4 types of talents in the game: Order, Strength, Anarchy, and Mastery, as I said before. The Strength skill increases the combat characteristic of the army. They increase the damage of and the armor of the warriors, as well as the resistance of the debuffs. In Anarchy, you need your trade, treasure hunting, and vampirism are swinging, and the Mastery branch is entirely devoted to the magic, the study of the spells, increasing their power and recruiting their cost. In general, this field to experimental bits is quite expensive. In previous gaming series, to level up the talents you had to collect the multicolored stones. In King's Bounty 2, the developers abandoned this mechanic in order to more closely tie the questions of skills to role-playing. Each talent, in addition to the talent point themselves, which are given for gaining a level, also requires reputation points. You can earn them for completing quests, solving the problems of inhibitions of the kingdom in one way or another. For example, in one of the starting talks, the villagers and the guards from the castle did not share something between themselves. Depending on which side you take, the corresponding reputation branch will be pumped. If you want to pacify the guards in the battle, you will pump the track. Pursue the peasants to calm down and lay down their arms, you will earn to the reputation of order. Usually such quests are tied solely to the moral choice of the player. There are no deliberately connected or incorrect answers here, and the task cannot be failed at all. Each mission, in any case, you will receive a reward and some kind of end result that will affect your reputation and the overall storyline. If you want to be wise and strong magician, you will have to try to solve problems peacefully and save wizards from the trouble. You will need the reputation for the Anarchy branch to be prepared to run on orders from various robbers and participate in ambitious scams. In addition to the new talent and reputation systems, King Bounty 2 has finally made a convenient inventory that now shows all available items in the scroll one page. Usually equipment increases the departments of the secret knowledge, the power of magic, military affairs. The first is responsible for amount of mana, while the other 2 are responsible for the power spells and the attack power for your troops. There are also the parameters of the armor resistance, and they are responsible for the protecting units from the physical and magical attacks. Some artifacts can also increase the speed of units, health, level, initiative, and leadership, and the other characteristic of the hero of controlled units. It's nice then when you change clothes, the appearance of the character also changes, just like in the classic RPG. Another surprise was the exploration of the open world. Imagine Dragon Age Inquisition, but where are no chug boxes and a question at all. Instead, there are many side quests, catches, and alternatives connected to stats. Even during the preparation stage for the battle, they can give the opportunity to retreat and reform the army, which is not simple for the case in previous parts. In King Bounty 2, there is no need to be afraid of combat losses, because fallen units can be immediately resurrected after the battle for the small fee. True, this only works if there is at least one living unit left in the squad. If everyone dies, then you will have to buy the squad again. As the developers promised, magicians in King's Bounty received a strong nerf. Now it doesn't have such a significant role in original games of the series, where one successful spell could destroy half of the enemy's army. Here it looks faded. Although, given the general leap in the level of the graphics, it should be the other way around. According to my observation, magic is mainly in buffs and debuffs for the army. Or of course, there are also summoning spells and specifically combat skills, but I have not yet seen any powerful or effective among them, at least during the time I spent in the game. King Bounty 2 is a good game, and you can definitely spend some pleasant evenings playing it. Perhaps it's not fans all the original will enjoy such a bold continuation of the series, but now the franchise has a good chance to win the hearts of the new fans. I will not give specific assessment yet, because I want you to know and to play it. I will make the final conclusions as soon as I go through the plot to the end. Thank you for watching. Peace.